Hey everyone, and welcome back to Haste Kitchen. Now everyone loves their roast chicken. We've done a little change up on this one and made this extra special and a little bit more summery. We've got my Mediterranean roast chicken, Hasselback new potatoes and some beautiful greens. We're going to make this a Mediterranean style, which works beautifully with salad, it works beautifully with a good roast on a Sunday. For that, we're going to make up our own unique paste. So into a food blender, we're going to go in with 400 grams of green olives, obviously pitted, and into there, 5 to 6 sun-dried tomatoes. You're going to add some of that oil as well. And I want it quite strong, so we've got 5 cloves of smoked garlic. If you can't get smoked, just roast them off in the oven. We want the juice of a whole lemon. And then the 2 halves of lemon, just going to pop them inside the chicken themselves. I'm going to add in there 3 to 4 sprigs of rosemary. That's going to give it that beautiful extra flavour. Just run your hand down the back of the sprig, just chuck them in. Thyme works well with this, basil works well with this. And now for our special ingredient, our Apetina Mediterranean style cheese. And this is going to give it that beautiful creamy texture you want for the paste itself. So, literally just going to split that in half and just going to drop that in. So if you're just adding that small amount of Apetina cheese to the recipe, it completely smooths out that almost olive bitter taste. So our paste is done. We're gonna grab ourselves a good quality chicken and using a really sharp knife, we're just gonna cut and release some of the chicken breast. So just a small incision and just release that little bit of sinew which connects the actual breast meat to the skin itself. Take your time over this, little tiny cuts, and that will all start to release. But then you end up with that. So a whole section that you can start filling with your beautiful flavours and things. You know, this works really well with melted butter in there. It works really well with just the cheese itself in there. But it works even better with this mixture itself because it's got all those Mediterranean flavours in there. And then the cheese itself causes this creamy sort of texture which really flows back through the meat again. Right, so we're going to take our mixture itself and you're just going to pour that just inside. And then using your hands, you're just going to push that until it goes right back inside the breast itself. So flipping the bird around, you can see there it's absolutely packed with all that paste. And simply, just going to tuck a couple of pieces of rosemary just inside. So you can empty in there about half a bottle of Prosecco. You're going to tightly wrap that with a piece of tin foil, making sure it's not touching the skin because you don't want it to pull it off. You're going to put that into a preheated oven at about 180 Celsius for around 35 to 40 minutes. You're going to take it out again, remove the tin foil, and then back into the oven for a further 15 to 20 minutes until the juices run clear. So the chicken's about 5 minutes away from being done. I've just hassled back some new potatoes. In this pan, I've just blanched off some green beans and peas. I'm just going to bring that up to heat. And to give it that extra bit of sauce and an extra bit of creaminess, we're going to go in with a good handful of your Apetina Mediterranean style cheese. Now, this is what's going to give you those surprising results. Adding just a small amount of that cheese to the vegetables creates the most beautiful silky sauce. See there how much moisture is still held within it. When you stuff inside the carcass, it has to go through the bone before it actually gets to the meat itself. Whereas if you stuff from the skin against the meat, all of that moisture is retained. It's like a sealed little layer. You've got these beautiful aromas from the olives, the garlics, and finally that lovely bit of cheese going through there. Let me just give this a little try. Excuse the fingers. So that works so well. It's almost like a cheesy or creamy tapenade sort of like filling over the top. Work that out with our green beans and our Hasselback potatoes. It's a perfect alternative to like a Sunday lunch. Everyone loves their Sunday roast dinner, don't get me wrong, but this is more like a summer variation. We've really twisted it up with these extra flavours going through here. Look, if you want to know more about Apetina, please go to the description box down below. If you recreate this one, send me your pictures on Instagram and give me a little hashtag Haste Kitchen as always. Hope you enjoyed this recipe, comment down below. Please subscribe and I'll see you next week. Cheers then, bye bye.